Hey guys, what's going on? It's Pantar Dragon, and today I want to be talking about how to get out of silver before Season 5 ends. And I know I've been away for a couple of days, but a lot of shit has happened to me in this past week, and it's just some personal shit, but luckily, it only delayed my life for like a week. Basically, my house is like, well, we can't go in it, so we have to find a new place temporarily until some things are fixed. And at the moment, I'll be staying at my dad's friend's house, and I'm actually making this video in my shorts, not my underwear this time. Anyways, this video will be going over things like what kind of champions to play and what kind of champions you shouldn't play. So this video is going to be more general than anything, because honestly I don't know why some people are stuck in silver. Some people could have really good decision making but horrible mechanics. Some people could be really good at playing Draven or Vayne but just have horrible decision making. Or maybe you might be a really good player but you don't really have the best item builds. And I really don't know, so I just want to make this a more of a general video. And with all that being said, let's get started. Alright, so first tip, play champions who can initiate. These champions are usually defined with a big R button, a skill that usually has a heavy influence on the team fight when you use it. So the reason I feel like these champions are really good for silver and gold and bronze, because a lot of the enemies do not really know how to position themselves around the enemy who is initiating. And so say if you're playing an AD carry or AP carry, you can easily catch them out by pressing R on them and then your team will follow up. Plus, usually when you initiate, everyone knows that it's time to go and fight, so your team will most likely back you up on certain fights. And of course, these initiations can be game changing if you catch the right target. And usually, even if you're behind, initiations tend to be more successful since they're landing the first strike, so maybe you can burst out an enemy who is a priority target in those team fights. Examples of champions like this would be Malphite, Annie, Wukong, Amumu, and Blitzcrank. These champions all have hard CC, and are definitely champions who can be game changing. Alright, so for our next tip, play late game champions. Late game champions are usually defined as tanks who still do a lot of damage in the late game, and champions who have high AP or AD scaling. The reason why you want to play these type of champions is because games usually in bronze, silver, or gold, maybe even platinum, tend to go on for about 30 to 40 minutes, while Diamond, Master, and Challenger usually end from 20 to 35 minutes. The reason games go on for so long in like silver is because generally the team who has a lead does not really know how to finish the game and close the game with their lead, so it'll tend to go on for a long time. And then you have these late game champions who have 4 to 5 items already. And it's just champions who just scale really well with level, have like % health damage, or just does a bunch of damage for whatever reason. That's why I say Devour champions are usually the god tier junglers for silver and gold and bronze, because they do scale the best into the late game for junglers. Example champions of this would be people like Malzahar, Garen, Rehgar, Jinx, and Tryndamere. As you can see, they all do extreme amounts of damage in the late game. For my next tip, we're going to be playing some easy peasy champions. This is defined by mechanically easy champions to pull off. So if you can execute their combo right, when there's not a lot of choices varying from skill combos to do in certain situations, then that's an easy champion to play. Someone like Lee Sin, who is mechanically hard to play since he has so many options to use, is not an easy champion. And also these options are usually hard to execute, and so a champion like Garen, you wouldn't see that much of a difference between a challenger player and a silver player using Garen, but you can see a difference between a challenger Lee Sin and a silver Lee Sin. Example champions of the easy category would be champions like Garen, Warwick, Xin Zhao, and Heimerdinger. These are champions who don't really have a lot of thought process when playing them and using their skills. Like, you can mash your keyboard and you'll probably still win. The only one who might have a lot more thought process is Heimerdinger, but usually, people will probably fight under his turrets and, die to them. For my next tip, play champions who are really good in team fights. These champions are usually defined as having a lot of AoE, having CC, and having damage. So usually games are determined by team fights and low elo. Obviously it's a thing too in Challenger, and that's basically how most games are usually won. But concepts like Baron control, poking the enemy down, sieging, and all these advanced concepts, they can't be executed properly in silver elo. So the best shot at winning the game would be team fights and of course picking people off. Or to basically put it, killing people. Champions who are good at killing people would be people like Brand, Swain, Amumu, Zyra, and Lux. Oh yeah, and Talon if you want a physical damage team fighter. These champions all have really good impact in team fights. They all have damage, AoE, and CC. There's definitely more, but these are just a handful of examples. Just think about champions who have a really big impact on team fights. And finally, for our last tip, don't play nerf champions. So if you guys didn't know, the way Riot balances champions is based on LCS and high elo. There's obviously some things they also nerf for like lower elos and diamond, but the majority is based on the LCS and competitive play. Most of these champions are high skill cap champions and are very popular in the higher stages of the game. And of course the meta for high elo and LCS is different from the silver elo, because you have people like Mumu and Warwick dominating in the lower elo, while nobody kind of plays them in high elo or LCS. That's why copying pros and what they're playing is not always the best idea, and you should always concentrate on your own champion pool, because honestly I do feel like everything's viable in lower elo, except for champions who've been nerfed. For instance, Azir, Gragas, Kassadin, Rek'Sai, Nidalee, and Maokai, even though nobody plays Maokai anymore. But these are just a few examples of champions that have been nerfed but are still being played by higher elo and competitive play. And that's it. That's all the tips I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this will help you in getting gold this season 5 so you get those rewards. And of course, if you did like this video, make sure to leave a like and comment below on what you think would be the best tip to give to a silver to get into gold, or their biggest flaw. I'd love to know their biggest flaws because I don't really know what their biggest flaw is. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm Panzer Dragon, and I'll see you guys next time.
God.
Oh. Let's see. Look at this. This is so cool. Yeah.
You're literally healing through their turrets, just no problem.
Yo, you should get the spears for Dodge.
Don't worry, I'm helping. I'm helping. Wait.
What am I doing with my life?
Wait,
what am I doing?